Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host Paul James. Today I'm joined by just Matto Phillips this time. We don't have a Nintendo expert with us, and nor should we. But how are you, mate?
And no, don't we have a PlayStation expert?
Uh, ex-PlayStation show host, so I'll
Done.
count myself there. I think we're screwed next week though.
Do we really need an Xbox expert? Not like anything's happening, let's be honest.
We'll save it mostly for the episode next week, but they do have a showcase like 2 days after our patched episode goes live for them next,
Wow.
which is why we saved them till last because
Wow.
timing wise it links in
Can't wait.
perfectly for them. But yeah, they've got for us it works out to be Australia Day.
Oh, really?
It's the 25th of January for them, but yeah, it works out to be like 7 a.m. or something our time on the 26th.
A normal time for Australians. None of this 3 a.m. rubbish.
No, it's Nintendo that does that dog shit stuff because PlayStation's alright. They're usually like 8 a.m. And so it's like for their state of play. So Microsoft's kind of following suit with that. But we'll talk more about that one next week. As I've mentioned, we're talking PlayStation today. Matto's lighting setup accurately represents that, doing an amazing job. Of course, he's got an Xbox right in the middle of the shot there, but the blue all around it looks pretty great.
No, who says it's an Xbox? It's just a giant.
Is that the fridge?
Yeah,
it's the fridge anyway. Yeah,
sure. We don't talk about that. Well, it is a giant rectangular. I was going to say rectangular cube, but that makes absolutely no sense.
It's a computer tower.
It is. It's a storage box.
Done. Never heard of an Xbox. Anyway, we're talking PlayStation. We're going to follow the same model that we went with last week, where we'll kind of talk about first-party stuff, third parties and indies. We'll talk about some of our most anticipated games on the platform and a dream announcement at the end. But yeah, let's start with kind of what PlayStation's delivering themselves next year. Is there anything that you're particularly keen on?
Well, it would have been Bespoken.
Well, that's a third-party thing anyway, so we'll be able to get to that one soon. But
they always say it's on PS5. But since I played the demo, I don't want to play it anymore. It's just, it's a very divided demo, that one. It's just people like, oh, I love it, it's great. And other people say, nah, it's rubbish, it's boring, it sucks, it's horrible, worst game ever. I think, geez, these are people. It's just, geez.
It's a pretty divisive demo, but I think like it doesn't help when you kind of drop players seemingly like halfway through the game, and so there's no tutorials, there's none of that sort of stuff. It's just like,
well, there is.
Explore.
That just does like, hey, here's a log, jump over it.
And that's
congratulations, you completed the tutorial. Like, what? That's not a tutorial.
Yeah,
jump over one log.
Kind of rough.
Dark Souls did a better tutorial than that, and they don't have tutorials.
No, get used to dying, and then they make you die. They kill you. That's it. They're kind of dicks. But yeah, the demo was kind of weird in that sense. But is there anything else PlayStation-wise that you're pretty keen on?
I wouldn't say keen. I'm excited to play it, but not keen. And that is old Spideyweb man himself, Spider-Man 2. I haven't even played the Miles Morales one yet, which
that's even better than Spider-Man. Like the 2018
one. They've improved. Oh, well, that's the case then. Good thing I have that PlayStation Essentials Ultra, Super Ultra, whatever the hell.
Have they put it in there yet?
Deluxe, Super Deluxe. I think it is. I don't know. I can't remember
now. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. If I saw it, I thought, oh, cool, I can play it now, and then just carried on scrolling through what lack of games they have.
I'll see if I can work it out on my phone in the meantime. But
Essential Deluxe, Super Deluxe Plus, whatever the hell the thing's called.
Yeah, the tiers are kind of broken, but.
But hey, here's a game about a cat. Enjoy. Fantastic.
Well, yeah, they gave you that for free at one point. So, speaking of which, you would have been a game that is coming out to PlayStation this year. Its predecessor's free on PlayStation Plus at the moment. Jedi Fallen Order at the moment. You might be playing it even for a playthrough.
Yeah, of course.
Jedi Fallen Order is free for anyone on PlayStation Plus right now. The normal base level PlayStation Plus, which is pretty good.
Not the premium content, which I have. I've got the premium content, and oh man, that premium content's just shit. It's shit, to be honest. It doesn't really mean anything.
There's just nothing there.
No, you get a yellow lightsaber. That's the coolest thing you get, your premium content. But that doesn't matter later on in the game because you just get plenty of colors that are not yellow.
yeah, it's all.
And everyone's, but the funny thing is though, I know it's a PlayStation thing, but everyone's like, "Oh, sucks! Yeah, we got Jedi Fallen Order." Well, I hate to say it, but
it's already on Xbox.
Xbox, it came out on Xbox about 2 years ago, so just relax, people.
I'll admit I haven't heard anyone kind of giving the whole sucked in style thing, but
But everyone's like, "Oh, look, another great selection of games for the month." I'm thinking, so what? It's about. Do we remember the times when they used to have some really bad months and everyone just used to give them crap, and then they thought, you know what? Let's take one out, put a better game in.
I mean, I guess the thing about PlayStation Plus though is like if you not the stuff through the deluxe and the extra, like those sort of games that kind of the dozens and dozens and dozens that are free, but like the monthly games, so like Jedi Fallen Order, if you redeem that, you'll never lose that. Whereas Game Pass, the game as soon as the game leaves the library,
Gone.
that's it.
You
It's gone,
cannot play
and
it.
you can't access
Yeah,
it anymore
it's a
until it
different-
comes back, or you have
Yeah.
to buy it yourself. So there's kind of pros and cons to both, I guess. Um,
That is true.
but
You think,
But yeah.
oh yeah, I'll play this game later, and then you go back later and it says you need a disc, and I'm thinking, oh, damn it, I missed out.
or yeah, pony up the money. So Marvel,
Go on,
Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Yeah, I've just been scrolling through. It looks like it's in the.
I'm pretty sure it is there.
I'm trying to work out what's going on. I think it's some weird stuff with because I got a code. It doesn't look like it says haven't purchased. I'm not really sure. There's some weird stuff there, but I'm pretty sure it's free. It's certainly in that catalog of stuff that's meant to be
Well,
free. So I assume it works.
It's not free. It's if
Well,
you
you got to
have
pony up
pay-
$160 for the year or whatever it is, but or
Worth
80
it.
or
I
100
would
or
do
whatever
more
it is
worth
for the extra tier, whatever. Yeah. Either way, yeah. I mean, it's decent enough value if they start dropping more of those in there. And yeah, Spider-Man 2 is looking pretty sweet. Like that's certainly one of my most anticipated games for the year. So you're onto one
Very
there.
interesting. It's interesting that I know it's Insomniac. They'll get done. You know, they work their 40-hour weeks and release games that are not broken. But it's interesting to see that we yet haven't seen any gameplay, which is, I wouldn't say it's odd. It's just maybe they're being smart about it and just go, we'll wait closer to the date, not where idiot companies in the past have gone, hey, let's show some gameplay 2 years before it's released, and then everyone yells out saying, hey, this puddle's too small. Maybe they're trying to get the puddles right.
Good,
Maybe that's what they're
good
maybe
puddle
that's what they're
reference. I
doing.
wasn't picking that.
So maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to get the puddles just right, just not to piss off everyone.
Yeah, you got to spend.
What
Yeah.
is-
Oh,
you gotta
geez,
get-
there's some good tweets in that. I'm going to bank
mean-
some of those ideas now.
I mean, if they put out a tweet asking what's a good puddle size, have they sent that out to the community, see what people think? Send in your pictures of a quality looking puddle, or the size of a puddle, look of a puddle. Just
Yeah, no, the tweet ideas are flowing now. Just check my Twitter. I probably already built on what Matto's just suggested here.
or if you really want to be smart, just send a picture of some pudding. Just think, oh, sorry, I misread it.
All right, so you've kind of hit
puddle
on
or
something that
pudding?
I do want to dive into when it comes to first party stuff a little bit more. Were there any other games though that you were keen on?
I thought you were going to talk. We'll go talk more about puddles. I've run out of
No, I've
puddles.
run out of punny puddle jokes. Were there any other games though, like stuff that PlayStation themselves is making that you were keen on before we kind of, I guess, tackle the bit that I was going to throw out there?
I would say make it. I'd probably say the Horizon DLC.
Yeah, that's a PlayStation thing. So
But I haven't. Well, I've probably got to finish Forbidden West first, but still.
yeah, Burning
Yeah,
Shores is right up there, and I guess building on that as a VR person, someone who's going to be getting PSVR 2, I'm pretty keen to get firstly PSVR 2 itself, but also the Call of the Mountain, the Horizon game that comes out day and date for that as well. So, and I saw some gameplay recently from CES. It was kind of people filming off screen or whatever, using their phones to record it or whatever. But you could see people playing it. They had the headset on. You could at the time you could see someone kind of scaling the side of a cliff, and it was very much the kind of climb proper sort of as if you were reaching for the next rock or whatever. I think it highlights the weird video game trope. It's like, oh, those handholds are tiny, and you're just reaching it and doing it with ease and just scrambling up these things. Like, oh yeah, video game characters. No one can actually do that. It's just in video games.
Rock climbing's not hard. What are those people complaining about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my arms are sore. Oh, I'm tired.
I don't need a harness. No, you don't. Just do what they do in video games and just do it with ease.
Yeah, easy.
But yeah, I mean that's looking really sweet. But you did hit on a point there when you were talking about Spider-Man in terms of the gameplay and those sort of things. Now I feel like that gameplay is not too far away. It wasn't that long ago that they actually listed the game, like you could wish list the game on the PS5, and then they reconfirmed like a couple of days later that it's definitely coming American fall or like our spring. Our spring, spring 2023. But because PlayStation themselves haven't announced a hell of a lot of games, the only other game that we officially know about, that hasn't come through any sorts of leaks or just even rumors and those sort of things. The only thing that we also know about is The Last of Us multiplayer. I assume it's just going to be called Factions again because that's kind of what everyone calls it, and so I think it'd be a PR beat that they'd be missing if they didn't name it that. But outside of those games that we've now spoken about, there's nothing else that we know about, and that's a very un-PlayStation-like thing. They usually I guess there's Wolverine, but that's not going to be in 2023. Yeah, that's 2024. So, I guess I'm wondering if you did hit on something there where they're maybe changing their marketing stuff, because for years, like I remember God of War 26, like the 2018 one, they announced it in 2016, and then the next 2 years they were just being badgered all the time about like when's it coming, all the time. It was ridiculous. They've obviously had games like The Last Guardian that took forever. They've had The Last of Us got announced, I think part 2 I think got announced in 2016 and then didn't show up until 2022. Sorry, 2020.
And then got delayed at one point as well, and then people giving it bad reviews because of some stupid thing. I can't remember what it was.
The Last of Us. Oh, yeah, let's not even get started on people's stupidity with The Last of Us. I should also shout out, by the time this goes live, just on the topic of The Last of Us, I've got the entire season. And I've already watched, as of when we record this, already watched the first episode of the new TV series, and we'll be having reviews up. By the time each episode goes live, people will be able to check those reviews out on the Player 2 website. So go check those out, and thank you to HBO for sending those over. But I'm wondering if they're not going with a shorter turnaround, like if there's because of these marketing cycles that have taken too long, and they probably it's costing them money, I reckon, because marketing wise they've got to now support these games that have been made public. Why not just close that gap to like a year or less, and then we don't have to spend as much on marketing, and we can just focus on I don't think announcing Spider-Man 2, I guess it's maybe a bit different in the case of Spider-Man because Marvel is involved, and so Marvel wants to do things Marvel's way. But like if they want to announce The Last of Us Part 3, for example, or Horizon 3 or whatever it is they want to do.
Days Gone 2. No.
I don't know that it necessarily does anything for them to announce it 2-3 years in advance. Like I don't think it helps them at all. It doesn't get them any extra attention. People just, I think, know they're going to get the quality, so why rush the announcement?
But it's also I think people just get really impatient if you say, hey, here's the game we're making, and they want it now instead of 3 years time. So it's sort of like God of War Ragnarok, when people getting angry and saying and yelling at two people saying, hey, when's the release date? And just like, oh fine, here's your date, now shut up, go.
Well, and they said 2021 and then it didn't happen. So it's kind of, if you hold off till later when you say it's going to come out this year, you can feel more confident that it's going to happen that year. So yeah, I think there's a whole lot to that, but I think my theory is that they may be just holding off on some stuff now, and every now and then you'll get this one that's maybe 2-3 years down the road, but for the most part it's like, let's keep it to less than a year. I think there's also all these multiplayer projects too that are in the works that I think are all going to start popping up soon, and I think it definitely doesn't benefit them to announce them way in advance. Like I don't know what you really achieve by announcing a multiplayer game early.
I think what PlayStation's been doing has been watching Ubisoft and their absolute dumpster fire of a game called Skull and Bones, which they might as well just throw it in the bin now. Just forget about it.
I mean, I think the game's gonna be trash, but they literally legally can't. So because they're it's a deal with the Singapore government. The game's being made in Singapore.
Well,
and you don't mess with the Singaporean government. So
they're in trouble now.
You drop Shuey and you can go into prison in that joint. So
Shu should go to jail for drinking 4X.
Well, yeah, Shu should go.
That's
Shu
a crime in itself.
That was a bit of a reach, but yeah, like I mean that was a disgusting move by Shuhei, but anyway, we'll give him a pass there. So moving on to like the third party and all the other stuff that's going to be coming to PlayStation. There are a couple exclusives that are, or PlayStation exclusives that are not made by PlayStation. That's you've already mentioned Forspoken. There's also Final Fantasy 16. They're kind of the two big ones, and I think that also helps with the whole let's not rush the other announcements because like we've already got stuff that you can only play on PlayStation anyway. We just didn't have to put in the hard yards of making it. Final Fantasy 16 is going to be huge, obviously. That comes out in June, but beyond those, because I know you don't have anything to say about Forspoken and Final Fantasy 16, unless we want to go into like a 5 minute long JRPG conversation, like we did with Jamie last week.
It'd be you by yourself.
Me, myself, and I. But is there anything else that you're pretty keen on that's just coming to PlayStation this year? Which again, it's third party now, so there's a laundry list of stuff. There's Jedi Survivor as an example.
Say just Jedi Survivor, pretty much Jedi Survivor. I think there was one more game coming. I might just be Spider-Man 2 I was thinking of. I think there's one more game.
Resident Evil 4, Suicide Squad.
Oh, 4, yeah, Suicide Squad. Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Mirage will be cool, yeah. Well. And they need a win, so hopefully it's good.
Well,
Ubisoft, I mean.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just they're covered up and it's Skull and Bones, and everyone's.
I mean, that's going to come out this year. They've already said they're going to announce the new release date soon, so it must be a small delay. But that game's, we've already said that game's cooked. I can't wait to see it though. Like, it's going to be real. I'm really interested to see how bad this thing is.
Oh,
imagine if it's like a 10, like a 10 out of 10 game. Like, it's an amazing.
It's like wins Game of the Year or something. It would just blow people away. Just this absolute horror development game. That's been delayed.
Everything going against it
7 times. Well, it's probably not 7 times. It's been delayed a lot. It's just people even reported it's just like Skull and Bones has been delayed again. It's just then move on. There's just no need to talk about it. It's just it's been delayed again.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see there. But I guess beyond those ones that you mentioned, there's things like Diablo 4 that I'm really keen on.
Oh, yes.
Even and I guess the timing is weird. Like Monster Hunter Rise comes this week to PS4. I guess more specifically, it's a PS4 game, not a PS5 game. Maybe they're putting out a. Well, I mean, it doesn't really need to be a PS5 game, does it? Because it's still a Switch port.
Oh, really?
So, do it on PS4, which means you can sell it cheaper because the regular retail of the PS5 game is higher. You get potentially a few more people in the door because you're not asking for the premium, and then they can still run it on their PS5 anyway.
Do you get your like DLC Sonic dog cat thing as well?
Surely. Oh. And then you just have to wait for Sunbreak, which I don't understand why we're all waiting for Sunbreak. Sunbreak's not there day and date.
That doesn't make sense. What? You have to wait 2 years for that, so 2025 they're going to 2024.
I wonder if, and this is me speculating, I wonder if like a Monster Hunter announcement's not going to come at mid-year, but then at the same time like, and Sunbreak's available now for Rise on PS4 and Xbox or something like that. But
that's E3 special.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's something like that. But yeah, there's Suicide Squad as well, which I'm still up and down as whether that'll be good. I've got Gotham Knights in the back of my mind now. That's just kind of this anxious thing, but also it is Rocksteady.
Every day I think about that game of just how incredibly boring that game was. I just think about it, it's like how.
I can't wait for the patches because I reckon we're going to be dunking on that one pretty hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Beginning of Feb, by the way, people. We're slightly delayed with the patches this year, but beginning of Feb, we want to get these episodes out first.
Wait.
What else? What else is there? Hogwarts Legacy is out.
Oh yeah,
that's obviously a touchy subject, and we'll kind of leave that alone. But it's certainly like it's a high profile game, and it's going to be one of the highest selling games of the year. There's no doubting that. Regardless of where people stand on the whole J.K. Rowling thing, it's going to sell ridiculous numbers. So that's one to consider as well. And then there's the indie side, and I guess I'm shouting at games that I even mentioned last week for the Switch, but things like Hollow Knight, Sea of Stars, Man of the Hollower, and there'll be heaps and heaps of others. Like it seems like there's a lot of really good indies. I did a couple features on the Play2 website of stuff that's coming from Australia and kind of just indies overall. And it's going to be a very good year for indie games, whether you're playing on the PlayStation or not. So some pretty cool stuff there as well. Any other games you wanted to shout out at all that's just coming to PlayStation over the course of the year?
No, I think we've pretty much covered them all the ones I'm excited for. There's probably a couple of games there that I've forgotten, but like we said, There's a lot of games coming out in 2023. I just can't keep up with what the hell's coming out.
Well, I mean, there's Dead Space. Sorry, we kind of missed Dead Space as well.
Oh, yeah.
Dead Space is out in like 2 weeks. I'm just gonna quickly like scroll through a list while we're chatting and see if there's anything that I mentioned. Wild Hearts, obviously that's the EA Monster Hunter knockoff. There's Atomic Heart. There's Like a Dragon Ishin.
Oh yes. That
sure I don't
the
miss anything.
Wong not Wong Dong. I forget.
Wong Dong.
I can't remember what it's called.
Octopath Traveler 2 comes to
No, that's
PlayStation. Destiny 2 Lightfall, and obviously the Destiny expansions are always huge. And there seems to be a lot of extra buzz about this one. I don't know if it's like one of those very big kind of reinventing. Oh, Wolong.
That's the one.
Wolong Fallen Dynasty, yeah. What else? From the Game Awards, Crime Boss Rockay City. Remember the one with all the big name actors?
Yeah, that one.
That's March 28. I don't know if that's actually
March
happened.
28.
Yeah, I know, real soon. Dead Island 2. Horizon, not Zelda, which makes 2023 better for PlayStation fans. Street Fighter 6 is obviously a big one in June as well. June's stacked between Street Fighter, Diablo 4, and Final Fantasy 16. It's going to be an insane month. And then, and I've just got for context, everyone, I've just got the Game Informer 2023 list open. There's Armored Core 6, which is obviously going to be pretty huge. Now, it wasn't before, but thanks to what From Software has become in recent years with all the Souls games, it means that Armored Core is going to be pretty massive. Alan Wake 2 is going to be a big one.
Yeah, that's the one I forgot about. Alan Wake 2.
I'm doubting that's going to come out in 2023. They've given me no reason to do it other than I've just got a I doubt it sort of mentality for it. They've not said anything to justify it, but we have Cyberpunk DLC.
Oh yeah, see all these games. I'll keep forgetting. Old Idris Elba.
Idris Elba going to be in it, yeah. Uden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I'm keen on Exo Primal, which was that Capcom dinosaur, futuristic dinosaur shooting one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to say Arc 2 with Vin Diesel. I thought, no, just don't even talk about that one.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If that comes out at the end of the year, that's remake part 2, basically.
There you go.
If that actually comes out at the end of the year, because they're saying what would be our summer, so December 2023 to Feb 2024. If that actually manages to come out in 2023, it just probably makes the year the greatest year of all time when you add all the other games that have been kind of stacked on top of it. And then I would probably argue if it actually comes out in the year, it becomes probably the overall most anticipated game of the year for a lot of people. But anyway, what else have we got? Oh, Gunbrella from PAX. Remember the Evolver game? Yeah,
Gunbrella. Old the Evolver special.
That's PC. I was going to shout out. I Am Jesus Christ.
I've got to download that game too.
Lies of P, the Pinocchio Souls game. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen that before? It actually looks fantastic. And no, I'll answer your question now. No, you do not use Pinocchio's nose as a sword. Use something else as a sword. Another Woody. No. Like a Dragon Gaiden. So that's I think it's like the next one of the next games. It's not 8, but it's the next Yakuza game. What else we got? Spider-Man 2's in there. I mean, it's more of an Xbox thing, but Minecraft Legends. Oh no, Minecraft Legends hasn't actually been announced for PlayStation yet. But I think that's only a matter of time. The all-important Moving Out 2.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Payday 3 is meant to come out this year, which would be kind of big.
Thing.
Yeah, they had a New Year's update and kind of gave a bit more detail on that. Remnant 2, like Remnant from the Ashes. Yeah. Stalker 2 is meant to there's only a 6-month exclusivity window to Xbox there, so Stalker 2 might, depending on when it comes out to Xbox, might come out for PlayStation this year as well. No, I was about to say Starfield. Got that very wrong. Stellar Blade though, the very Bayonetta-y one from that Korean team that PlayStation's been getting around. Have you seen that before?
I think so.
You'll definitely want to look at Stellar Blade after the release. Yeah. It's a really, really cool looking game. There's Gollum. You know, the Lord of the Rings Gollum game.
Oh, I forgot about Gollum.
Yeah.
It looked bad enough as it is, and then it just disappeared for some reason because it just went to shit.
Yeah.
Shambles.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's actually going to be very good. The Plucky Squire comes out, so another Devolver game, but also another Aussie game. The Wolf Among Us 2, which, like, whenever that comes out, I will down all tools and play the Wolf Among Us 2 instantly. And I'm basically near the end of the list, so there'll be other stuff that'll pop up. I appreciate the fact that at the very bottom of the Game Informer page, they actually have, like, the Goose from Untitled Goose Game, and it's, like, stolen a list of lists. So good on you, Game Informer. That's kind of funny. But yeah, that's about it on the PlayStation side for now. But obviously, lots of stuff. Oh, there could even be Judas, the Ken Levine game that could possibly come out. I doubt it, but it could. There's a lot that could possibly happen.
It was the BioShock game, wasn't it?
That's the super Bioshocky game, but not actually Bioshock.
But
Despite the fact that there's another team in the exact same
BioShock.
company that is making a Bioshock. It's weird.
That's not BioShock.
All right. Next thing is our top 5 or our most anticipated games of the year for the platform. Did you rank yours at all, or you just got a bunch of games?
Well, are we talking about third parties as well? I did not come up with the top 5.
Anything and everything for PlayStation, yeah.
Okay, so we put Spider-Man 2 at the top because it's the first party.
Yep. And it's a follow-up to Spider-Man, which is amazing.
Yeah. We'll put the Horizon DLC, even though it's not really.
I'd count it.
Jedi Survivor, because I'm excited for it. Mirage and something else. I could only think of 4.
I mean, yeah, we can go back to things like there's again Resident Evil. There's
we'll put Resident Evil 4 in there.
Okay,
cool. There we go.
For me, and I'll go 5-1 because I did have them ranked. Diablo 4, it ends up just being like the top anticipated games from our dedicated episode because all of those games conveniently are coming to PlayStation. But Diablo 4, Sea of Stars, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and then my most anticipated being Final Fantasy 16. But before we wrap things up, we've got this dream announcement thing that we want to. So what could be the big reveal that PlayStation has over the course of the year that would just rock your socks?
Anything that's not a remaster from 5 years ago of a release. Just give me it. Or, wait, it was Siphon Filter. Just give it to me.
They are bit by bit bringing all of them out. The third one is now coming to PlayStation Plus Deluxe this month.
The controls are probably still terrible, but just...
Oh yeah, they're all old PS1.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah.
Or, no, I was going to say Spyro. Or an Infamous.
So, Spyro...
Oh, okay, go on.
There was a piece of art that someone who works at Toys for Bob or whatever, the team that's made them anyway.
Toys for Bob?
Toys for Bob is the name of the company, yeah.
What a good name for a company. Just, who's it from? Toys for Bob.
It's just for Bob. Games is just for Bob.
No one else. Anyone called Bob.
If you're not called Bob, you can't play games. Not our games anyway.
You're not allowed to even touch the toy. You can look at it, but it's not for you. It's for
Bob. So that someone from the team actually they put up an art, like a big art piece or something on there, and just like tucked in the corner it said it was like a picture, it was a picture of Spyro in there, and it had a little 30 next to it, and it would be Spyro's 30th, which also makes me feel incredibly old. But it's Spyro's 30th, or is it 25th?
It'd have to be 25th. I don't think it came out in 93. That 98 sounds about right.
Spyro the Dragon. Maybe it was 25. I'm mixing up my anniversaries. Yeah, it'd be 25. Sorry, Spyro 25. But yeah, there was some art for that, so I'm wondering if maybe there's not something Spyro related coming this year, which would be cool because I love Spyro. But
it'd be one of those stupid digital tokens that they have.
Oh, I hope it's not just some PlayStation Stars shit.
Yeah.
Or an NFT, God forbid.
Oh no.
Fuck, you've depressed me a little bit there.
Oh, what have I done? Puddles. Pudding.
Yeah, let's get back to puddle talk. So for me, and you touched on it actually with the very last thing you said, you mentioned Infamous. Holy shit. If Infamous or Resistance rocks up, I will lose my mind.
Or even Killzone. Just bring back something from not last decade, 2 decades ago. I don't care what it is. Just bring it back. Just bring something back that's not, something by Naughty Dog.
Well,
Be nice.
you speak about bringing something back, and I've just touched on Resistance and Infamous, and you mentioned Killzone. Here's another thing that they want that they need to bring back. Sorry, audio listeners, this is absolutely a best video thing here. I've got a prop for this.
Oh yeah.
This is the PlayStation Vita, but our man
Hey,
Kevin,
Ken.
it's our man Kevin Butler. Can we get?
Just bring back Kevin. Can't hear it.
Ah, that's a shame.
Oh, there we go. I heard some applauding.
Oh, hang on, it was the.
Where's the Nintendo Wii? Ooh.
That was his little crack at the Connect.
So am I crazy, or did I just see
It keeps cutting out.
Oh,
Or
okay.
maybe on my end it does. I don't know about yours.
Maybe the audio listeners are able to pick it up. They'll pick up my local, but yeah, not. I mean, look, if they want to bring back a dedicated handheld, I'll be all about it. But bring back Kevin Butler. I found that clip on my Vita today, conveniently, actually, because I was downloading some old games that I wanted to take for a spin. But bring back Kevin Butler. Bring back some personality to PlayStation, because I'm sick of Jim Ryan and his bland bullshit. Herman,
Yes,
who's
we
kind
have
of going
someone
the
who
same
does that
way.
who's not the personality of a fence post.
Oh.
See, there's a difference why all the other ones are liked, because they're just not plain boring and having a cry on the floor in Belgium somewhere because they're not getting their way.
Look, to his credit, it's working. But I'll get like, I still don't like Jim Ryan, but he's proving that like as a businessman, he's doing a pretty damn good job at the moment in terms of holding up this deal or making sure that they can squeeze everything out of it before it officially goes through. So, you're pretty clever, Jim, but also just stop being a pussy. Show some personality, be a decent dude, and be likable.
Yeah, good luck with that. I think there's some very difficult things. Be a decent dude, that's going to be hard to do.
Just know something about games. Don't just leave it to Herman to do the work. But even Herman Hulse has become a
maybe
bit of a
don't
wet blanket
know
as
anything
well.
about games. Maybe just go to a class or something, like holding a controller 101 just for Jim, so he knows how to hold it properly, not hold it like this, like it's something like contaminated or something, or it's a baby who's just got a dirty nappy or something, and having to hold it like as far away as possible. Come on, Jim. Oh.
Yeah, I don't like, or going back to my Kevin Butler thing, like employ people like, you know, actors or whatever to get out there and promote in like weird and entertaining ways, because that gets attention, that gets positivity, that gets buzz, that makes people happy. Everyone thinks back to the likes of Kevin Butler because it was fun. And gaming's meant to be fun.
Well, actually, we can go back to like when the first Xbox came out. Who did they get? The Rock.
Yeah.
What
That's right.
better
Yeah, it was The
person?
Rock and Bill Gates together. Yeah.
Or when you go to Cyberpunk, who do they get out? Oh, Keanu. And
Keanu,
what do they do?
Idris,
They all love Keanu. Or if you want to promote the South Park game, what do you get? The creators of South Park to promote their game.
Yeah, like it's just personality helps. Demonstrate some. It'd be cool. People would be interested. People would be keen. People want to.
And who did Nintendo get? Chris Pratt.
Look, you win some and you
everything.
lose some, I guess. But they're trying.
They tried, just
And they had Reggie for years, and Reggie was always entertaining. So I don't know. There's something to it.
see.
Any
Personality.
other PlayStation related thoughts at all though before we start to wrap things up?
I would say it's at the moment. It seems light, but who knows? They could just come out and just dump a whole heap of things. Go, hey guys, here's all these games coming out. Here's Wipeout. Here's Ridge Racer that everyone loves for no reason whatsoever. Just
Only because of the Ridge Racer moment, not because it's a good game.
Ridge Racer, and no one applauds. Well, there might be a cough or a tumbleweed going through, but that's about it.
That's right. I think we'll get an announcement this year from Bluepoint, basically the remake team, the ones who have been doing all the really high quality remakes, because their last thing was Demon Souls now, and that was 2020, and they've been basically turning around games every 2 years lately. So,
That might be right.
So I think, hey, you think they're doing Horizon? Yeah. I mean, it could be a surprise. Yeah, I think they put out like a Christmas card. They put out like a Christmas card at the end of the year, and PlayStation kind of like, here's Christmas cards from all the different developers, and they were kind of gimmicky little things where they, artwork of the characters from their games saying Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever the message happened to say. And
Or
then you had
was there one for Ben Studios with Deacon there saying
They
"fuck
did.
you, Jim"?
He didn't do that, but I'm sure he was thinking it. But then the Blue Point one, it was far more subtle, but it was like a whole bunch of presents sitting in front of a Christmas tree. 3 of them had been opened, and it had the respective weapons of each of their last few games in front of it. So there was like they worked on God of War Ragnarok. So you had the Leviathan axe sitting in front of an open box. You had the main, I think it was a shield in the case of Demon Souls, like one of the more notable sort of shields from Demon Souls sitting right in front of another open box. You had the sword from Shadow of the Colossus sitting right in front of an open box, and then you had one final box there that was sitting like front and center, deliberately unopened. You're like, oh yeah, okay, like you're teasing whatever's next, whatever that happens to be. So
Steering wheel.
and they've gone down this path before when there was heaps of speculation about what ended up being Demon Souls, but people were thinking for a while that it was going to be Resistance. People thought it was going to be Metal Gear Solid remake. People thought like there was a whole bunch of different things, and so they put out this, I think it was for Halloween, this amazing Halloween tweet that was like very, very carefully scripted, but it was like a reference to a ton of different franchises all in the same thing, like acknowledging every single, like all of the things that have been rumored. And it was just amazingly done. I'll have to see if I can try and find it while we're still chatting. But it was really, really cool. It was a pretty clever tweet. Blue Point Halloween tweet. Oh, I think I found it.
Oh, that was quick. How did you find it?
So
through that
this
whole...
Calm and Spooky Night, a symphony. There was a rumor that they were doing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Not one, but 2 Return from the Shadow, a Resistance to Dart, which is the main character from Legend of the Dragoon, which is one they were rumoured to talk about. Home as Black Monsters Escape Twisted Hills, which was a Silent Hills thing. To Wonderlands and Siphon, which was Siphon Filter. Souls, which is what it ended up being in terms of Demon Souls. Filter your candy collections, soft from Solid, Metal Gear Solid, and be eco-friendly. Have a metal Halloween. And so like there was a whole bunch of, I don't know what the have a metal Halloween was, but Metal Gear, yeah, as well as the Solid thing again. Like there was just so many games that they were being connected to, and they just put together this amazing tweet that kind of teased all of them, but the one actual answer was still nestled within it. And so I think they've kind of started, and they teased that and then announced the game less than 9 months later. So I'm feeling like they'll at least announce. And keep in mind they announced Demon Souls in the middle of the year and then launched it that same year. So I'm wondering if they're not in a similar sort of position where they can announce and launch in the same year, which would be kind of cool to have kind of Spider-Man and some other remake or something like that at the end of the year. But we'll see. Other than that, like there's a whole bunch of studios working on stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see. Like, does Ghost of Tsushima 2 get announced this year? Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Does Naughty Dog show something other than The Last of Us Factions? I don't know.
No.
Guerrilla, probably not, outside of the rumored Horizon remake. What other studios have we got? We're not going to see anything from Santa Monica because they've obviously just put out God of War, and they seem to be saying no to DLC. So I think it's going to be a lot of the smaller studios, the Pixel Opuses and all those sorts of ones that are going to have to come to the fore and announce stuff this year if it's kind of their time. Otherwise, it's all down to Insomniac, and they'll do a pretty damn good job. But it's always down to Insomniac at the moment. So I don't know. We'll have to see. They might be buying time for one more year because you'd imagine so many of these games would be ready to be announced next year. I would have thought.
You'd think so. If it's only Insomniac, just seems at the moment is carrying.
Well, what's everyone else doing?
Making games. We hope they're making games, or
You would think so.
shipped off somewhere else to make another game for someone else.
Well, you would think that Sucker Punch for Ghost of Tsushima would be good next year.
You'd think so.
But even then, just to be clear, like the only game that we know about for 2024 is Insomniac again with Wolverine. So, like Insomniac's got at least the next 2 years covered, and they're buying a bit of time for everyone else if they need to. But you watch 2025 will roll along, and they'll have Ratchet, or another Spider-Man spin-off, or
another Marvel game just out of nowhere.
Yeah, we're doing. Go on. What would like if they were hypothetically to do another Marvel hero? Which character should they do?
Deadpool? I don't know.
Actually, is there a Deadpool game?
There is.
There was one from way back, but no, there was like
But it wasn't very good. I don't think they've made another one since. There has been a Deadpool game. I'm trying to think of any other Marvel
Deadpool
ones.
game once a year. No, it's just a speculation thing. There was some articles from earlier in the year, earlier in 2022, where it was reportedly in development, but there was nothing confirmed. So we'll wait and see.
Maybe they could just go and make another Avengers game and make it good.
Yeah, I can get around that. Or just go like balls to the wall and go, all right, we'll do a DC one this time. Just to fuck with you.
Or
We'll do Batman
Or-
since no one else will.
Gotham Knights, but better.
Or
The
yeah, just give us the
sequel,
game. We'll pull it apart and rebuild it into something good.
and show you how to really do it. Bang.
Or here you go. Here's Resistance 3 done. Resistance 4 done.
4.
Go. All right, let's wrap things up. Yeah, any other thoughts at all?
No, I think that's it.
No, cool. It's still going to be a big year for PlayStation, regardless of their first-party stuff, because there are the third-party exclusives, and they will definitely have announcements. And obviously, even if they're not exclusives, there's plenty of third-party stuff coming. It's just going to be weird that like all this fighting about Call of Duty, and there won't be a Call of Duty game to come out in 2023 anyway. So that'll be weird for the first time since 2007, by the way. That will be without a Call of Duty game.
Really?
Yeah, there's no Call of Duty game coming this year. I think it's just an expansion, like a single player expansion to Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, there you go.
So
About time.
I'm all about it. Call of Duty free year is a good year. All right. Anyway, if you enjoyed that episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live. That includes more Patch, Player 2 plays, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Some awesome stuff there, so please subscribe and go and check it out. The review discussions will start flowing soon. There's a lot of games starting to roll out in January and Feb, so there'll be plenty of those coming along too. Visit the website player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patch, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers, early access, higher tiers, multi-episode exclusives. And finally, there's Twitter, Matto.
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games for myself. And until next week, thanks a lot for watching. Bring back Kevin Butler, and we'll see you later.